hello and welcome to this episode of the Diary of a Lawyer. And today we're just going to cover what is being reported widely in South Africa as it seeks to cancel convictions that were associated with COVID. Now we know that during the lockdown, a number of measures were brought in to contain and spread the virus so that lives could be saved. And in that case, the various governments brought in a number of provisions to ensure that there is a balance is maintained to ensure that the virus does not run amok and preserve life. So there were standard operating procedures. But as we saw along the way, a number of people were charged with various criminal offenses, some of which, according to reports, were deemed to be either unfair or harsh, and did not, according to critics, correspond with the purported transgression in terms of the various impact it would have on the individuals. And so as a result of that, some people were of the view that the measures, some of them were reversed, and also saw that some communities felt that the measures were disproportionately impacting them. And so which brings us to South Africa, where the government is cancelling criminal records associated with COVID. And the headline there is that the criminalization of COVID-related transgressions or breaking stigmatizes those who come into conflict with the law and is damaging to the economy, which can lead to a spiral of reoffending. Now, according to The Guardian, you can see the article, South Africa's Justice Minister, Ronald Lamola, confirmed last month that the process is underway to cancel the various criminal records of people who were subject to conviction during the lockdown, and he wants to help expunge the criminal records of around more than 400,000 South Africans who were arrested during the lockdown. And this is deemed as a welcome development that should be prioritized. And the view is that people with criminal records, such as those ones, face discrimination when seeking employment, even though legally they should not. Now, in 2008, South Africa amended legislation to enable those who have been involved with the justice system to have their record expunged based on specific criteria, to sort of trying to mitigate the barriers to movement, access to further education, and economic opportunities. And now, observers believe that while there's no good data about the reoffending West South Africa, a study of challenges faced by those who have been in conflict with the law in one of the country's provinces found limited economic prospects to be among the biggest impacts. And this is supported by evidence from other countries that shutting people out from economic opportunities increases the risk of reoffending and perpetuating a cycle of conflict with the law, which has harmful consequences for everyone. The observers want to state that this should be done to address the imbalances and historical injustices that faces people with such records, such as during the COVID-19 restrictions, and that expanding those records would not only offer people second chances, but will give political life to the 2008 legislation to achieve what it set out to do. And there are a few ways the state can do more to help people turn their lives around. And the steps are listed where the application process should be designed in a way that minimizes the cost for applicants, while the expungement process is free. Applicants acquire a clear certificate, which costs around £7.40, which is unaffordable to those who have limited resources, and a payment that should be abolished. Second, more people should be authorized to approve their applications. And at present, the completed applications form and police clearance certificate have to be delivered to the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development, where the Director General is the only official authorized to approve an expungement, and the burden placed on a single official contributes to the backlog in processing applications. Third, local Department of Justice officers should be authorized to receive applications and issue receipts, hence saving applicants financial costs and the trauma of not knowing if the paperwork has been received by the department. Furthermore, most importantly, the expungement of criminal records should be automated. Government-driven expungement is the only way to ensure that all eligible people can only access but benefit from the process. And submitting an application requires knowledge of eligibility status, which far too many people simply do not have. And those records are expunged should be informed at no cost to them, including what it means for their lives, so they do not needlessly miss out. And fifth, the time period before a record has been expunged should be revisited by the Department of Justice, according to measures set out suggested in the article. And currently it's only 10 years, which effectively an administrative sentence. And they're saying that, well, what is the evidence showing the right length of time? Of course, groups beyond the state can add and do help with this effort, including the non-profit organization Freedom South Africa, which launched ClearMe, an app that serves as South Africa's first automated expungement guide, allowing people to find out if they have a record and guiding them through the process. The app was developed to enable community organizations, librarians, advice officers, and anyone with access to assist people in their own communities. Now, they're going to say that given South Africa's high levels of violent crime, second chances should be for those who have been in conflict with the law, may not sit comfortably for many people because of the record of violent crime. However, I think the argument they seem to be proposing is that the benefit outweighs the detriment in comparison to the high rates of crime related to South Africa's violence problem, which is arguably related to its history, political history of apartheid. And they gone to court Wayne Jean-Pierre, the chair of Freedom South Africa, who successfully expunged his own record and said he cannot build a peaceful, productive, and loving society in an adversarial manner where punishment never ends. The exclusion of those who have been involved in the criminal justice system prevents people who could potentially make a positive contribution to society and the economy from doing so, and has harmful consequences for individuals, families, communities, and society as a whole. And that was an observation by posted in The Guardian by a South African, Koketso Moeti, who has a background in civic activism and working at the intersection of governance, communication, and citizen action. That sort of view, especially in relation to COVID-related conviction, and I think the question in the article seems to be saying, well, where are the other developments in terms of rehabilitation, but also other countries going to follow, so to speak. I think that's the tone picked up from the article. And so there we shall leave it on this episode of the Diary of a Lawyer. Thanks for listening, and we shall speak again. Bye.